I think the WNBA narrative right now is Caitlyn Clark, and I think that's a good narrative, but it's also not the only narrative. But that's the narrative we're pushing in the media. Caitlyn is an amazing generational talent, and she's going to do amazing things. You're the #1 pick. People are going to go after you, whether it's for the right or wrong reasons because they see greatness in you. What the WNBA is measuring one type of greatness against the other greatness. Am I saying it's right that she's being pushed in the back? No, that's foul. That has no space in the sport, and we all know that. When I'm watching ESPN and the only highlight you can see is how hard she gets screened, I think it takes away from the actual point of basketball.
The game, right?
I think that's a problem about our narrative right now, that we're not using the wave of women's basketball and women's empowerment that Caitlyn.
A single viral moment has sent shockwaves through the WNBA. Dallas Wings all-star forward Satou Sabally sparked a storm of debate after making a bold comment about Indiana Fever rookie sensation Caitlyn Clark. During an intense game, Sabaly's off-hand remark ignited discussions that quickly spilled over from the court to social media, stirring excitement and controversy. Fans, analysts, and players are now deeply divided, dissecting the implications of her statement. As one of the league's rising stars, Sabaly's words carry significant influence, reshaping conversations around privilege, legacy, and the evolving landscape of the WNBA.
When I was driving to the game today, obviously it's annoying because there were way too many Caitlyn fans and I heard but like it just kudos because it's amazing to see so many people in women's basketball jerseys. It's amazing to see the excitement and the joy that comes out of that. So although I feel like our Dallas fans could have done better, I had mixed feelings obviously seeing all the Caitlyn jerseys in our home, but it's an amazing sign for women's basketball, and it's just great how far we've come, and it's just fun. It's good. It's a good thing.
What made this moment hit so hard? Caitlyn Clark, fresh off a record-breaking college career, is seen as the future of women's basketball, a symbol of hope, yet a polarizing figure. Sabaly's subtle yet pointed comments struck a chord, forcing fans and insiders to confront deeper issues surrounding the league's direction, media narratives, and who truly earns the spotlight. Before we dive into the layers of this controversy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stick around as we unpack the drama, explore the stakes, and analyze the potential ripple effects this moment could have on the WNBA's future. Let's jump right in.
This or that with Satou Sabally.
Caitlyn Clark or Angel Reese?
Angel.
Angel Reese or AJ Wilson?
During what seemed like a light-hearted, rapid-fire Q&A, Satou Sabally made a choice that set social media ablaze. When asked to pick between Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese, Sabally didn't hesitate. She chose Reese. While the moment appeared playful, its impact was far from trivial. With Clark positioned as the centerpiece of the Fever's efforts to rebuild their struggling franchise, Sabaly's choice felt less like a casual preference and more like a deliberate statement.
Washington, who now has 7 points. Sabaly with a head of...
The timing couldn't have been more significant. The Fever had just unveiled bold plans to build their team around Caitlyn Clark, envisioning her as the cornerstone of their championship aspirations. Yet, Sabaly's seemingly light-hearted response revealed simmering tensions within the league. Fans on Twitter quickly dissected her choice, transforming a simple Q and A into a heated debate. Was it a personal dig, a professional critique, or a statement with deeper implications? The WNBA has become the epicenter of a heated debate after Satou Sabaly's recent remarks sparked conversations far beyond basketball. During a seemingly casual Q&A, Sabaly's decision to pick Angel Reese over Caitlyn Clark set off a wave of reactions, dividing fans and igniting discussions about privilege, representation, and fairness in sports. The timing of Sabaly's comment couldn't have been more loaded. The Indiana Fever recently announced bold plans to build their franchise around Clark, touting her as the cornerstone of a championship-caliber team. With her historic college career and unmatched potential, Clark is celebrated as a once-in-a-generation talent. Yet Sabaly's choice felt deliberate, fueling a broader critique of the league's intense focus on Clark, which some argue overshadows the accomplishments of other players. Social media quickly turned the incident into a firestorm. Critics of Clark applauded Sabaly's boldness, while her defenders accused Sabaly of undermining a rookie with undeniable talent. What began as a playful exchange became a cultural flashpoint, drawing even casual observers into a larger conversation about respect, media bias, and the evolution of women's basketball. Clark's rise to prominence has brought immense attention to the Fever and the WNBA as a whole, sparking renewed interest in the league and attracting new fans. But with that attention comes challenges. The Fever's all-in strategy on Clark has raised questions about whether the spotlight on her might create friction within the team or alienate other talented players. Sabaly's remarks have highlighted concerns that the league's narrative is becoming too focused on one star, risking the alienation of others who also deserve recognition. This dynamic isn't unique to women's basketball. Sports have long struggled to balance celebrating individual brilliance while maintaining team cohesion. However, Clark's ascent feels particularly charged, not just for her extraordinary skills, but also for the shift she represents in how women's basketball is marketed and perceived. Sabally, known for speaking her mind, used this moment to critique the structures that elevate some athletes while leaving others in the shadows. The WNBA is now at a crossroads. Sabaly's candidness has forced the league and its fans to confront difficult truths about privilege and media representation. Meanwhile, Fever management must navigate this controversy carefully, ensuring that their commitment to Clark doesn't undermine team dynamics or their broader goals. Could Sabaly and Clark ever join forces? The idea of pairing Sabaly's defensive prowess with Clark's sharpshooting has sparked intrigue among fans, but the challenge would lie in reconciling their differences. While some see potential for mutual growth, others believe their contrasting perspectives might make collaboration difficult. Beyond the court, this debate reflects deeper societal questions about whose stories are celebrated and why. Sabaly's comments have opened the door to a broader examination of how success is defined and who gets to shape the narrative in sports. The WNBA, as a league deeply rooted in advocacy for equity and inclusion, is uniquely positioned to lead this conversation. Whether it can rise to the challenge will determine not only its immediate future, but also its role in shaping a more equitable landscape for women's sports. As the league navigates this pivotal moment, the balance between individual brilliance and collective recognition will remain at the heart of the discussion, with implications that reach far beyond basketball. The WNBA is now at a crossroads. Sabaly's candidness has forced the league and its fans to confront difficult truths about privilege and media representation. Meanwhile, Fever management must navigate this controversy carefully, ensuring that their commitment to Clark doesn't undermine team dynamics or their broader goals. Could Sabaly and Clark ever join forces? The idea of pairing Sabaly's defensive prowess with Clark's sharpshooting has sparked intrigue among fans, but the challenge would lie in reconciling their differences.